Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am the Maize Madman, but you already knew that. Before we get started, make sure you hit your like button. Also, share this with your friends in social media and subscribe. Today we are talking Michigan defensive back targets in the transfer portal, plus the 2024 class is signed, so we are on to 2025. We'll talk about some top targets there and what Michigan players and coaches are saying about their Rose Bowl opponent, the Alabama Crimson Tide, all that, and of course, no disrespect, respectfully, but disrespectfully, it's disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans, poor little bro, them. And I'm gonna tell them where I'm at. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, the other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset.
Maize and Blue Nation, it's Tom Brady. I co-founded Autograph with one mission in mind: change the fan experience for the better. That's why I'm excited to announce the release of a new app that recognizes the biggest Michigan fans. The Autograph Fandom app gives you access to the best Michigan content, fan challenges, and exclusive rewards for diehard Wolverines, all for doing the things you already do, like listening to this podcast. Head over to the Apple App Store and search for Autograph Rewarding Fans and download today.
Let's start with the news that Michigan target in the transfer portal. Upton Stout has decided to pull himself out or to remove his name from the transfer portal, and he will be returning to Western Kentucky University. Upton Stout, of course, was crystal ball to Michigan at some point during that recruitment, during his recruitment in the transfer portal. However, because Michigan would not guarantee him a starting role, he decided to pull or remove his name from the transfer portal and return back to Western Kentucky. So Michigan with another swing and miss in this portal. Of course, they missed on wide receiver Chris Brazel and the wide receiver, his name escapes me right now, from Indiana, who decided to remove himself from the portal as well. So Michigan still in the portal for some other guys that we'll talk about here in a second, but Upton Stout has removed himself from consideration. Let's talk about some of the options for the Wolverines in the transfer portal at corner. Let's start with former West Virginia and UConn corner Mumu Ben Wahad. He has heard from 17 schools to this point. The 6', 185-pound Wahad, originally from Atlanta, Georgia, was a 3-star coming out of high school. However, last season playing for the UConn Huskies, he recorded a PFF grade of 79.2, which was third best in the country. He allowed 0 touchdowns on 291 snaps. He also recorded 38 tackles and an interception and forced fumble. So Ben Wahad would be an excellent option for the Wolverines in this transfer portal. Again, he's a bigger corner, and we know how Jim Harbaugh and that Michigan defense like the larger corners, and giving up 0 touchdowns on 291 snaps is very impressive. So we'll keep you up to date as this progresses. Right now, teams that are in the hunt for Ben Wahad include North Carolina, BYU, Louisville, Miami, and Georgia Tech. But we'll keep you posted as more information becomes available on his recruitment. Moving on to the biggest fish in the pond at cornerback in this transfer portal, Damani Jackson. It is noted that he is a no contact in the portal. And what that means is that he has basically whittled down his list to Michigan and Alabama, and therefore doesn't want to be contacted by any other universities. So that is obviously a positive for Michigan, but it is also a positive for Alabama. Those were the two schools that were in the race during his recruitment along with USC. Ultimately, he chose the Trojans at that time. However, it was a top 3 of Michigan, Alabama, and USC. And in fact, Michigan finished third in that race because he whittled it down to Alabama and USC at the end before ultimately choosing the Trojans. That said, he is very close friends with Will Johnson. He was a soft commit to Michigan at one point during his initial recruitment, and Michigan's defense has been outstanding since that time, and he sees what's going on with Will Johnson, who was a freshman All-American, and when he plays, he is nothing short of a short shutdown corner. So Damani Jackson would be another fantastic add. He is a 6'1" corner himself, former 5-star recruit. He hasn't had the greatest career thus far, collegiate career at USC, but who has had a great collegiate career under Lincoln Riley on defense. With that said, there hasn't been any date set for visits to either university as far as I know to this point, or anyone knows to this point. I'm sure he is waiting till maybe even after the Rose Bowl, where ironically his 2 options play each other, and maybe the results of that may even play a role in his recruitment. We'll keep you up to date if and when more information becomes available regarding Damani Jackson. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a bit of breaking news since I've been preparing this video. Apparently, there's a 10-year, $125 million contract on the table for Jim Harbaugh that would make him one of the highest paid coaches in college football, period. This was reported by Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, which is very interesting. Rappaport said, quote, "As the current Michigan coach prepares his team for the college football playoff semifinal against Alabama on New Year's Day in the Rose Bowl, he is also weighing a hugely consequential decision. Sources say Harbaugh, whose current deal runs through 2026, received an offer from Michigan for 10 years, $125 million contract extension that would make him one of the highest paid coaches in college football. Yet there is a caveat, and it's NFL related. If he signed the deal, which has not been done yet, Harbaugh would agree not to entertain or accept an NFL job for the 2024 season. The NFL clause would be 1 season only, but that's apparently been enough to drag out this process. Also referenced in the report, the NFL would not be a safe harbor from potential Harbaugh punishment in the NCAA's investigation into UM's sign stealing operation. It remains to be seen how that would pertain to the NFL, given it is not a legal matter. But very interesting stuff there. 10-year, $125 million on the table, $12.5 million annually, immediately pushes him up to elite coach status. Let me know in the comment section what you believe. I believe personally, if he doesn't sign this, then all signs point to him leaving Ann Arbor, but we'll see what happens. Harbaugh, of course, just celebrated his 60th birthday yesterday. So happy birthday to Coach Harbaugh. Hopefully he signs this deal, which would keep him in A2 for the foreseeable future. I'll let you know as more information becomes available. Moving on to Michigan signees in the 2024 class are bypassing their prospective all-star games to participate in the practices leading up to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. A few of those names include top 100 quarterback Jaden Davis, 4-star linebacker Jeremiah Beasley, and 3-star offensive lineman Jake Guarnera, along with 4-star safety Jacob Oden, on 300 tight end Brady Prescorn, on 300 linebacker Cole Sullivan, and others. This is a unique opportunity for these guys to be able to practice with and help the team prepare for Alabama in the Rose Bowl at this age, and getting in early before, they are technically part of the team, as they won't be able to play in this game, obviously being 2024 signees. But again, a great opportunity for these guys. A few of them have spoken about it, including On 300 offensive line signee Blake Frazier, who is a legacy recruit. His father, Steve Frazier, played for Michigan during that national title run in 97. But Blake had this to say: I'm pumped up. I'm really excited to feel like part of the team. Obviously, these guys have worked their butts off to get where they are. I'm just adding on. I'm trying not to take it too much to heart in the sense that this is their team and I'm just a guest, but I'm also super happy and excited to watch and learn how the program operates and how Coach Moore coaches. So great opportunities for these guys. Hopefully they can soak it all up and benefit the Wolverines when their numbers are called. Moving on to our final topic of this video. We're going to be talking about 2025 prospects and Michigan making the top list for a slew of them, including 4-star on 300 prospect Peyton Joseph. Joseph is out of Fort Valley, Georgia, Houston County High School. He is 6'3", 280 pounds, rated the 122nd player nationally, the 5th rated interior offensive lineman, and the 17th ranked player in the state of Georgia. Right now, it is thought that Georgia is the favorite for Peyton Joseph. However, Michigan made the top 7 along with Florida, Florida State, Miami, Penn State, Tennessee, and of course, Georgia. So Peyton Joseph is a name to look out for. We'll keep you updated on more information as it becomes available with him. Another player to look out for is top 10 for the on 300 out of Santa Ana, California, Modern Day High School, Chuck McDonald, cornerback out of Modern Day. He is a 6'1", 180-pounder, 4-star recruit, rated 141st nationally, the 18th ranked corner in the class, and the 14th ranked player in the state of California. Chuck McDonald comes from the same school as Michigan target in the transfer portal and former 5-star cornerback Damani Jackson, who is down to Michigan and Alabama, according to reports, and is also a no contact. But Chuck McDonald fits into Michigan's scheme and what they like from their corners being having that rangy size and electric speed. So Chuck McDonald, another name to look out for. Another person that Michigan fans will remember and find familiar is 4-star linebacker out of Beaufort, Georgia, at Beaufort High School, Mantrez Walker. Walker is a former Michigan commit, but he has now named Michigan in his top 12. He backed out of that pledge to Michigan earlier this year, visited in June, but contact between he and the Wolverines kind of fell off after that. Apparently, former Michigan linebackers coach Chris Partridge wasn't very high on Walker, and that is part of the breakdown there. But we'll see what happens, and if Michigan comes back and circles or spins the block and tries to pick up Walker now that Chris Partridge is no longer with the program. But we'll keep you updated on all these and more, including 5-star quarterback out of Belleville High School in Belleville, Michigan, Bryce Underwood, who now maybe, there were rumors, I already told you guys a couple of video ago, there were rumors that Michigan may be in the lead for his services. Now that noise has gotten even louder because LSU lost their offensive coordinator. LSU's offensive coordinator is now taking the same job at Notre Dame to be the offensive coordinator there, and I'm sure that does not help LSU in trying to lock down or lock in Bryce Underwood. Rather, that should be able to be a benefit to Michigan and playing that against LSU. But yes, the offensive coordinator, Mike Denbrock, has left LSU to join the Notre Dame program instead of LSU. So we'll see what happens with that. Be sure to download the Autograph app. Use my code MADMAN. Also, check out my bonfire. I just started a new collection. Michigan just made the other state our bitch again. And then it's on the backside. It shows the scores of the last 3 games. So be sure to check that out. Follow me everywhere at Maize Madman. And until next time, stay angry, my friends. I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. Our ratings, they're about to go through the roof.
All right, now I'ma calm down. So I'ma calm down, son. I just don't get that all that Mace and that lock and all that. I just don't get it, son. For real.
Just calm
And how
down.
the